Hey guys, and welcome to our full body Pilates reformer workout. Today we're going to start with some footwork. So I'm putting on 2 heavy ones, 1 medium and 1 wide spring. We're going to start by laying on our back. So putting our heels on the bar to start off with, so we're going to have those hip width apart. From here we're going to press away and fully lock out those legs. While we're laying down, we're thinking about our neutral spine and engaging through our core. Nice gentle breathing while we're here as well. So exhaling as we push away and inhaling as we're coming back down. So nice and slow with these ones, don't rush through it, we're just warming up the legs. So from here, we're now going to move on to the balls of our toes. So I like to think that you have lovely high heels on. You're going to press through that full range up. And then as you go all the way at the top, we're going to drop those heels under for a nice calf stretch. Once you've finished the calf stretch, you're going back up onto your toes and knees come back in. So we're working on that ankle mobility, trying to push through evenly through the base of all our toes, lengthening as we press away and just going under with our calves as much as you can, depending on our mobility through the ankle as well. Nice gentle breathing here as well. So for our next one, we're going to move our heels out wide, toes turned out to 45, and then we're going to press away from there. So nice deep breath out again as you press away, thinking about squeezing our glutes gently as we're pressing through our heels, still engaging through our lower core. And as we come down each time, you want to think about keeping those knees tracking out over our toes. So we're in that wide sumo squat like position. And then just nicely moving there. Alright, so for our next one, we're going to do Froggy. We're going to move our heels to the center, toes turned out to 45. Pressing through the heels again and locking those legs out at the top. So we want to make sure with this one we're trying to get our heels together as much as we can and straightening through the legs if possible. Alright, so now we're going to change our springs to 1 medium and 1 light spring. So on my one, it's 1 blue and 1 white. We're going to grab our straps, so we're going to put our hands in the straps and we're going to lay back down again. So we're going to do our tabletop series here. So back into that laying down position, hands into the straps, legs up into tabletop, so we're trying to get that 90-degree angle and pulling down with our arms. So once we're in this position, we're engaging through our lower core, so drawing those hip bones to the center. And we're also thinking about drawing our shoulders down our back even though we're laying down. So we're wanting to engage our lat muscles, so they're one of our big back muscles as we pull down. Nice deep breath out as you pull down as well. And then inhale to come back up. Now we're going to chest lift. So thinking about those upper abs doing the work here. So lifting our chest, not so much all through the neck. And we're still trying to keep our arms as straight as possible, so making the back work rather than just the biceps. And gentle breath out as we lift and slowly lower down each time. So now we're connecting that lower core and those upper abs together. Alright, our next one is triceps. So we're going to have our elbows nice and close to our body, pressing down to the carriage and squeezing the back of our arms. If at any time you're feeling it in your back or you're starting to get a little bit fatigued, you can put your feet down to rest. Otherwise, for a bit more of a challenge, you keep your feet up the whole time. The same breathing pattern as usual. Alright, so our next one, we're going to have our arms out wide and we're going to pull down towards our hips. So I like to say that it's like the wings position. So like you've got wings, you're pulling down through our back and our arms down towards our hips. Gentle breath out as you pull down. Alright, so now we're going to hop up from there. We're going to pop our straps down. We don't need them for the moment. And now we're going to change to one white spring, or that's one light spring. We're going to move our bar down to our second lowest option. From there, we're going to kneel onto our carriage. So knees nice and close to the edge. Elbows are going to be on the bar. From here, we're just going to move our knees out nice and slow and then pulling back in. So for our position, we want our shoulders over the bar the whole time, nice and strong, so we don't want any sinking through the chest or our belly. And as you push away, we're breathing in, and then we're going to exhale, pull back in. So we're trying to use our core muscles to pull our knees back in towards us. And then gently push away. So it doesn't matter how far you're going with this one, as long as you keep that core engaged and we don't get any sinking through the hips or the chest. So that while we're doing this one, we're thinking nice and strong through the shoulders, gentle breathing, and we're trying to relax through our neck as much as possible. Because sometimes we can feel it through there. And nice and slow with these ones. Alright, so now we're going to grab onto our straps. You can either stay on one white spring or one light spring, or if you want a bit more of a challenge, you can increase the weight. So increasing by a blue medium spring or having even both together. We're going to have our arms straight, palms up, lifting forward. So as I'm pulling it forward, I'm keeping my chest nice and open. So thinking like you're trying to show your collarbones as much as possible. So nice long collarbones. We have a gentle squeeze on our shoulder blades, so to keep that chest open rather than hunching forward to lift it up, and slowly controlling down. I'm exhaling to lift, only to shoulder height, and lowering down. Just nice and slow, there's no rush to go through these. Alright, so our next one, we're going to have slightly bent arms and pulling in, so a chest fly position. A good way to think about our hand position, so once we finish out in front of us, is that you're hugging a beach ball or a tree, and then you're keeping that same position and letting those arms go back and open through the chest. And then using your chest muscles to pull them back forward in front of you. So keeping our core engaged here, so no flaring through the ribs. And then gentle breathing. So as we pull forward, we're exhaling, inhaling to open and open through the chest. Alright, so our next one, we're just going to be careful as we're going to go up onto our knees now and then coming back down. So we might want to make sure this one we go really slow, because if we lose that core connection and we just press up too fast, we can keep going forward. So I'm going to start with bent elbows. I push my arms out to extend out straight and I sit back down. So as I lift up, I'm thinking about engaging my core, squeezing my glutes, pressing up tall, and then slowly lowering back down. So if you think you're going slow, probably just go even slower if you've never done this one before. So nice and gentle, pressing forward, slowly controlling down. Alright, so we're now going to put those straps down. We're going to change our springs and put our bar back up to normal. And we're going to go one blue and one white. So that's a medium and a light spring if you don't have the same reformer. We're now going to do a scooter series. So there's a couple of options. You can have one hand or no hands, or you can keep both hands on the bar depending where you're at. We're going to press that back leg out straight, sink back and stand up tall. So as we press back, we're trying to keep the back leg straight the whole time. So I press back, squeeze my quad and my glute, keep going back, standing up tall. So as I press down, I'm keeping that front leg, the shins vertical. And then once we're down in the bottom of that long lunge, I'm pressing through that front heel to stand up through my left leg on this side. I'm keeping engaged through my core, gentle breathing while we're here. So we're trying to keep the hip bones to the front, so wherever the front of your reformer is for you. So just nice and slow with these. And just working through whatever range feels comfortable for you. Now we're going to hinge forward and we're just going to do kick back. So just that back leg working, lengthening through it, really press strong, squeeze the quad and the glute. Our whole leg's working hard. Same as the leg that's stabilizing, as we're sinking sort of just back a little bit to feel it in that leg as well. Good job. Alright, so now we're going to just pop our knee down. I'm going to do a bit more of a stretch, so we're sinking into that hip flexor quad stretch. From there, if it's available to you, we're going to extend out and stretch through our hamstring. I like to lift my toe up when I do this one. I just feel it a little bit more. So you can sink down, hold that there if that's enough for you. Otherwise, you can press out into that split type position. As we press out, we're just gently breathing, trying not to hold our breath. When you're in that bottom position, you can put one hand on the rail if you want to stretch even further down, just depending on our mobility and our flexibility. So just nice and slow, holding each position if it feels okay. Alright, so now we're going to go to the other side and even it all up again. Alright, so back to the scooter. So straight leg sinking back. So it's like a 4-part movement. The straight leg goes back and down, and then through the front leg we stand up, and then the back leg comes in. Nice and slow with these ones, working through our full range. Extend the leg, really work it. So squeezing the quad and the glute, our whole back leg's working. Engaging through our lower core to keep us nice and stable. If we feel a little bit off balance, try thinking about our foot as like a tripod, so your big toe, little toe and heel all should have even pressure throughout that whole movement to keep us nice and balanced. Alright, we're going to hinge forward now for our kickbacks. So nice and strong through that leg, that's pushing back, extending out as much as you can, squeezing and breathing at the same time, so try not to hold our breath. Nearly there. Awesome work. Alright, so you're probably feeling that right now, so we're just going to do a little stretch on the other side. So knees down, sinking through the hips, so that hip flexor and quad stretch. And then lift the toes up if you want into that hamstring stretch on that front leg. Just nice gentle breathing while we're here, so try not to hold the breath. Extend out, hold, and then if you can, straighten through the leg at the front. And you guys are all done. Awesome work. Thanks for watching. Bye.